It often happens among family members where they are overly protective of female minors. While young boys are told to be macho and treated differently, they are expected to toughen up and not show any signs of emotions. But the way how young men are being treated in homes as well as in schools has had a crippling effect on their psychological state and how they identify themselves in society.
You could cry, you get hurt too, you have hurt feelings. And so parents, it's for them to say, listen, we have to change how we socialize our boys and our girls. If you look at it, our boys are told by their own parents, boys stop act like sissy, boys stop act like this. And we wonder why the society is the way it is. Suicide on the rise, we have more young men in conflict with the law, we have them younger and younger as criminals.
The CARICOM Secretariat, through its Gender and Development Program with support from the 10th European Development Fund CARIFORUM project, has been implementing a series of pilot workshops in 5 member states. Its fourth stop is in Belize, and stakeholders within the community, including the church, community leaders, as well as the ministries of human development and education, are being engaged to rethink masculinity and understand gender equality as a means of ending violence in schools.
School is an important place to cultivate the right kind of masculinity. Not the masculinity that is referred to as toxic masculinity, where men are aggressive and men beat up their wives or beat up each other, have no respect. Masculinity can be rooted in peace. And school and sport was cited as an important way to create participation, competition, and character, build character and prepare them for manhood. The study also said that young boys are made to conform to what society thinks of them. And when they behave bad and all these things, they're penalized for it. And sometimes penalized to a point in school to alter their education. They're expelled. They wind up in trouble with the law, and you know the rest from there.
The workshop is a direct result of the recommendations from a youth masculinity and violence report that was commissioned in 2012 and focused on students between the ages of 15 and 21. It showed that 1, boys are being forced to conform with societal expectations or risk being labeled and ridiculed from peers as well as critical adult groups. 2, aggression and physical violence continue to be viewed as normal male behavior, while similar behavior from females is viewed negatively. And 3, that harmful beliefs exist among young males regarding the treatment of women and girls, and it can be linked to gender-based violence. Peter Weller is a community clinical psychologist from Jamaica but living in Trinidad. He studies behavioral science. Weller is the founder of the Caribbean Male Action Network, which tries to build capacity among organizations working with men. Weller says that there is a misconception between gender equality and sexual orientation.
Fear that many people have that sexual orientation is going to be affected by emotional regulation, sensitivity and awareness, and there's no evidence of that. If somebody is going to have a different sexual orientation, they're going to have it anyway. We want all young people, whether male or female, to be strong, to be assertive, but also to be tolerant, to be kind, to be nurturing. We want them to be sensitive to other people while still being able to fight for their rights. And what we're trying to do is prevent these dichotomies that you must be one or the other. One of the ways that has a negative effect is that our boys and young men, because they're taught some of these older beliefs without the context of the healthier beliefs, they don't know how to regulate their emotions.
At the end of the 2-day session, it is expected that the participants will be empowered to implement effective strategies to engage adolescent youth, to raise awareness on how masculinity affects gender equality, and to build capacity of the village that is needed to raise a child.
They say it takes a village to raise a child, but a village can only raise a child if they understand the needs of the child and they understand the world the child is operating in.
Duane Moody for News 5.